Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. We are here today with Umatilla High School football coach Eric Samuels. Umatilla is going through spring training right now, spring activities, and your football games coming up, the spring football game coming up against Lake Weir, which is very exciting for you guys. Tell us a little bit about the season and the preparation for the season coming up in 2025.
We're really excited. We're coming off of a pretty strong season, I would say. We lost the game before the state championship in the new conference we're in, the Sunshine State Athletic Association. We are losing 5 seniors, 3 of who actually played for us. So we're returning pretty much our whole team, minus a few pieces. So I'm really excited. The guys are excited as well. This week we have our orange and black scrimmage. When we've just been trying to install, our base offense and our defense, getting ready for Lake Weir.
Yeah, and it's exciting what you guys got going on. Of course, this past week, you ended up sending a guy off to college, which is Dallas Cottle.
Yes, sir.
Which is really exciting. Talk a little bit about that.
I was very, very happy and excited for Dallas. Dallas Cottle is an exceptional young man, very passionate about the game of football. And it was a very coachable young man. We have some big shoes to fill with Dallas's absence, but we wish him the best and hopes he has a very successful 4 years at college or however many years he can play.
Yeah, Dallas nearly had, I think, 1,000 yards rushing last year, all-purpose yards. It was a heck of a season he had.
He had an outstanding season, definitely one for the record books for Dallas. He rushed about 800. He had about 819 yards. 9 touchdowns. What was more impressive was he had 135 tackles as well, which led the SSAA, the Atlantic Division. Just an outstanding young man. Like I said, very passionate about the game, and he goes above and beyond for his team, his teammates, and his coaches.
Yeah, and you've gone above and beyond as well. Of course, you're a graduate of Umatilla High School. Yeah, not only that, but you're back. You're serving as the head coach of your alma mater, which is really cool. The fact that you're back with Umatilla. What does it mean to be back? And that was one of the first winning seasons that Umatilla had in a very long time last year. You guys finished 6-5 on the year, and you're rebuilding the program, which is a great thing to see, Coach.
Well, Kyle, coming back has always been a dream of mine to take over the Umatilla program, but to be back in the orange and black, that fire has been lit again. I'm getting chill bumps right now just thinking about it. Umatilla is a very special place, and only the people from there and played there, know what it is. We're a bunch of brothers, blue collar guys, work hard, and leave it all out on the field, and that's what I'm trying to bring back to Umatilla. Our motto for this year is eat. Effort, attitude, toughness, and I want those guys to approach every single day with that motto. So, like I said, I'm excited, man. I'm so happy Coach Todd and Mr. Frazier chose me to be the next leader at the school.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job with the leadership of the program, continuing to build it as well. The move from the FHSAA into the Sunshine State Athletic Association was met by a lot of cheers by a lot of the people who were surrounded by Umatilla. The parents enjoyed it last year. I think the guys, the football guys, the guys on the team embraced going into the SSAA and being a part of that and going for a state championship, because not that the FHSAA that you wouldn't have the chance in there, but I think that it's a refined kind of experience that you're giving to your team.
Yes, and the main thing, a lot of our guys were young guys or coming from the Pop Warner program where, they just didn't win very much. So going into the SSAA was a decision that Coach Todd, Mr. Frazier, and myself all sat down and talked about, and we felt like it was the best decision for our kids. One, to build confidence, to learn how to win, and to build that work ethic. We were very successful last year, and we're still hungry. We were close. We got a taste of it, so we've been working hard.
And you hosted the first playoff game at Umatilla High School last year in over a decade, which is something to be very proud about as well.
Yes, like I said, it was very exciting. It was calm. It was kind of like an outer body experience, being there, being in the atmosphere. Like I said, playing there, never going to the playoffs, and getting to lead the guys, and winning our first home playoff game in over a decade. It was awesome.
Because you really didn't get to experience that at all in high school, going to the playoffs and just coming out with the guys. I love the moments before the game and getting together and then running out and rushing out onto the field with the home crowd. That must have felt really special last year.
Yes. So what I like to do is I like to be on the sidelines. I like to be the first one to meet the guys as they're running off, and just telling them, hey, let's go. It's game time. Let's leave it all on the field. But yeah, it's a neat experience, man. It's almost indescribable, man. Being from Umatilla, like I said, and being able to lead that program, it's definitely a dream come true.
And a hometown guy as well, born and raised in the area, and then played your football years at Umatilla. Ended up getting an opportunity. I love your story, too, because if you don't know Coach Samuel's story, you went 0-10 your senior year, and you still end up getting an offer to go and play at the SEC level for Vanderbilt, where you've played for 4 years, end up going professional, playing in the CFL. It's such an inspiring story. What was that like, kind of going through that, and do you use that as motivation for your guys at all?
Yes. Well, I was very blessed to earn a scholarship to go and further my education as well as my athletic career. Vanderbilt was amazing. Met some really nice people, some really cool people, and played for some awesome coaches. James Franklin was probably one of the most notable. Taught us the 4 core values that I still instill in my guys. Compete in everything you do, positive attitude, great work ethic, and you must be willing to sacrifice. And and I tell my guys, if you can approach every day that way, you're going to be successful. And that doesn't mean that you're going to win every game, but you're going to be successful with what you want to do in life or what you want to become. And just as much as I want to win, I want to build productive young men, fathers and husbands who can go out and be productive in society. That's just as important as wins and losses to me.
Yeah, definitely important to build that. And so many coaches in the area say the same exact thing. I think Brad Lord preaches that as well down at South Lake.
Coach Lord.
Yeah, we've had him on a couple of times, and he's always high on you and what you're doing with Umatilla. A very similar situation actually to what he was brought in and is doing with South Lake High School, where he came in. They went 0-10 just 3 years ago, and then they made the playoffs last year, which is kind of amazing what they're doing down there. Very similar situation for what Umatilla is doing, which is really cool, Coach.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Coach Lord. First time meeting him. Made a lasting impression on me, but he means business, and he's doing a fantastic job at South Lake. I wish him nothing but continued success. He's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're doing a great thing down there. And now I did want to just touch really quickly on a tragic thing that just happened as well. This past weekend, we unfortunately lost South Sumter High School class of 2021 graduate Garrett Miller. And Garrett Miller was a quarterback for South Sumter High School for many years, and was eventually played collegiately, and then kind of came back and was a quarterbacks coach for South Sumter High School, and we tragically lost him this past weekend. And just thoughts and prayers going out to the South Sumter community for sure.
Same thing. It's an unfortunate circumstance or incident that happened, but like Kyle said, my heart definitely goes out to the fans and the community of Bushnell.
Yeah, absolutely. And thoughts continue to be with them as they prepare for their own spring football game as well, which will be going up against South Sumter, South Lake, excuse me. So that they're going to play. So that'll be a fun matchup between them. But I'm sure they'll be remembering Garrett Miller as well for that game. They just held a vigil last night as well. So our thoughts and prayers continue to be with them. We're going to take a short break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we'll have more with head coach Eric Samuels with Umatilla High School.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services. all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey, everybody, we are back here on the Sports Hub talking with Eric Samuels, the head coach of the Umatilla High School Bulldogs, and getting ready for your 2025 season. It's going to be exciting what you guys have on the schedule this year as well. Can you tell us how that schedule is kind of lining up for you guys this year?
Yes, sir. Well, it's another competitive year for us, scheduling-wise. Dropped a few teams, added a new couple of teams. One of the games I'm looking forward to is Week 3 versus Eustis. That is a rivalry game that I am glad we have back on the schedule. Yeah. It's one that I felt like should be played every year. But Week 0, because we're in the SSAA, we have a Week 0 game. We're going to Stanton up in Jacksonville. They came down to us last year. Week 1, we have Tenoroc. Week 2, we're going to Crystal River.
So a couple of really, really good games to start the season off and kind of test the waters.
Very competitive.
What you guys have, because you guys had a really good year last year with Wilson at the quarterback position. Wilson had 24 touchdowns that he threw last year.
Yes, sir.
A heck of a year from him. Of course, he was a senior, so you lose him last year. What is the quarterback situation looking like for you guys this year?
Well, we have 3 guys that we're working out this spring. Ray Jenkins will be a senior this year. Trayton Pope will be a junior be a senior this year, and Ridge Durden, he'll be a sophomore. So those 3 guys are kind of going through the quarterback battle, looking really well. Ray hasn't been out much because he's just finishing up track, but Trayton and Ridge both look well. They have big shoes to fill as well with taking over Josh's role, but I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited for you. I love spring I call it spring training, spring football, because you get to see what you have basically. You go away for that month and a half, and then you come back and it's right into it in July. Of course, you guys are going to be training, probably getting in the weight room and making sure that you guys are doing. Yeah, yep. It's good to have that program as well, getting these guys strong and getting Umatilla football ready for what they're about to face in 2025 as well, Coach.
Yes, sir. So once we complete spring football, we'll take about a week off, and then we'll get right into summer training. And this off season, we're going to be in the weight room doing our strength and conditioning. Our strength portion, and then we'll do our conditioning part. Getting our guys stronger. Faster, more flexible. And then we're also going to do some camps. I feel like it's very important to get our guys out in front of college coaches and, letting those coaches evaluate our guys, playing the game of football. I'm big on those 7-on-7 camps. So we're going to try to get as many as possible in preparation for the 2025 season. So.
Yeah, and I think those 7-on-7s are very valuable. Brad Lord has said that is very valuable for his guys as well. They got some really good guys. Trey Kelly, the quarterback down there, having a really good spring season with the 7-on-7s. But I feel like that's becoming more and more valuable to guys. I've seen it the last couple of years where the 7-on-7s have really elevated. Leesburg High School has had success with this, and now Eastridge down there with Coach Donnie Birchfield down there. We love Donnie Birchfield.
Yes, sir.
He's been doing some great things with that program as well. So the 7-on-7s, what are your thoughts? Did they have that when you were playing?
We did. It was like a thing, like every Wednesday the entire county would meet at a local high school, and we'd do 7-on-7. Wasn't very effective for us because we ran double wing, so it didn't help us much. But I love the fact that we're doing 7-on-7 now. The guys get they're getting all the game time reps. They're working on their pass coverage. Learning routes. Just building that IQ that you don't get from just doing drills and stuff like that. So I love the fact that we have 7-on-7. It was a big thing that we had in Wildwood under Vince Brown. We took our guys all over. So I'm trying to incorporate those same things at Umatilla.
Teams that were running the triple option or the wing tee, like you said, it's a lot. We've come a long way in the last 10 to 15 years. Teams are not afraid to throw the ball. The uniforms have changed. They've gotten a little tighter, a little less kind of intrusive for the quarterback to throw the ball. it's changed a lot in just the last 10 to 15 years, Coach. Not just from the uniform standpoint, but the way that these kids go out and play the game. The game has changed.
Yeah, it definitely has. In a good way, I would say. These kids are more athletic now. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. It's awesome to watch some of these kids, like a Vernell Brown, who just dominated.
He was at Jones and Wildwood, so he was really exciting. Now going out to Florida, we could see him in the NFL in a couple of years. We really could, definitely for sure.
For sure, he's definitely gonna be there if he can stay healthy. He's definitely going.
But think about guys like that. Not only that, but Malachi Boone going to UCF. Guy, I think South Sumter sent like 5 guys off to D1 programs, which is really exciting. Another guy up at Pittsburgh right now, the former Carrion Turner.
That's my guy. Shout out to Boosie.
Yeah, Boosie's a heck of a player. He's already having an impact up there at Pittsburgh. I've seen some of the film on him up there already, and it's good for Lake and Sumter County though to have guys, to shoot for something like that. And you guys got guys like Dallas Cottle now going off to college, which is really exciting there, and continuing to build stuff like that. That's good for the
entire area, and I love it. And we also got guys like Isaiah Williams and Tavares.
Yeah,
I think it's really huge for Lake County because that's going to bring coaches to this area, and when they come, they're going to hit those local schools and see what we have. And I kind of think that's what happened with me because in 2008, Akeem Dunham signed as a receiver to go to Vanderbilt, and that was my junior year, and I had an awesome junior year, so I felt like that contributed to part of my scholarship opportunity at Vanderbilt University. So I love it. I love when the area has players like that. So.
And it's really cool because you got the opportunity to play at Vanderbilt and then went undrafted in the NFL draft, but you ended up getting a chance to play in the CFL, which you had a great CFL career up there as well with the Edmonton Eskimos you played for. So talk a little bit about the CFL career and just kind of what brought you back to the area.
CFL was a lot of fun. Took some getting used to the new rules. The field was wider, the end zone was 20 yards instead of 10. You had the goalpost in the front of the end zone. Guys got a running start at the line of scrimmage, so it was different in that aspect, but it was still football. And, playing in the SEC against some of the best, players in the world, it wasn't a different speed-wise, so it was still a game of football. And it actually helped me as a defensive back become better at jamming and getting hands on a guy because if that guy's getting a running start at the line and you can't get a hand on him, you're beat. And if you're beat, you can't play. So it was definitely fun. I enjoyed my years up there. Loved Canada. Unfortunately, ended up getting hurt, gotten released. Came back to Umatilla to be the defensive backs coach for Coach Steve Seward. He gave me my first opportunity. Then coached with Coach Mills, and then was in Wildwood for 7 years.
Yeah. So. Yeah, coached with Wildwood and learned under some of the best over there, though.
Yes.
You got to learn under Vernell Brown over there, or Vincent Brown. Vincent Brown.
I had 3 different head coaches at Wildwood. The first was McKinley Rowe. He brought me from Umatilla to Wildwood with him. That we were coming off of 3 winless years. McKinley gets the job, and we go 9-0, 10-0. We lose in the playoffs, but that was huge for Wildwood.
Yeah.
Coach J.B. Bynum, who is now the head coach at Denellen, had a really good season under him, and then Vince takes over, and we had an awesome run. Vincent was learned a lot from Vince, man. He was an amazing leader. Cared about the kids more than he cared about himself. He would give the shirt off his back for those kids. And he taught me so many lessons about being a head coach.
And he's still doing great things for the program and won a state championship this year. And then basketball looking pretty good for the flag football team too.
Yeah. Shout out to Wildwood. Yes. My second home. Good luck in
In the flag football pro, yeah, they're going to. I think they're going to Tampa.
Tampa, yeah.
So they're going to Tampa. So
Yep.
that's really exciting. That's going to happen, I believe, this week coming up soon. I gotta
This week.
Yeah, so that's going to be awesome for them. But again, what you're building over at Umatilla has been nothing short of awesome. I've enjoyed watching the program succeed, have that success, and as you come into spring football here, we're going to find out what you guys have for 2025. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me, Kyle. We're definitely excited. We're going to keep working and ready to come out and shoot for a state championship this season.
Yeah, definitely. Keep your eye on Umatilla this year. It's going to be a lot of fun, Coach. Thanks for coming on to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Want to thank UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics for everything they do. This is going to wrap this edition up for the Sports Hub. We'll see you next week. I'm Kyle Coppola. Thanks for watching.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.